roast level. Coffee comes in three main roast level, which is the light, the medium, and dark. So within these three levels, you'll find out varying degrees as well. Minimal standardization of roast level across the coffee industry also lead many roasters to create their own names and definition for their different levels roasting. So, for the light roast, intended to preserve a coffee bean's natural aromas and flavors. Light roast represent the preferred choice of the most of the specialty coffee community. So, they also tend to have a brighter flavor profile than darker roast. So, rooster typically refer to varying degrees of light roast as light city, half city, and also the cinnamon. So, for the medium roast, while medium roast still preserve a coffee bean's natural aromas and flavors, they usually replace the brightness produced in the light roast with a sweet caramelization created by a longer roast time. So this longer roast time also reduces the acidity and bright notes typically found in light roast coffee. So, roaster typically refer to varying degrees of medium roast as city, American, and also the breakfast. So, for the dark roast, at this level, the taste of the roast itself replaces the coffee beans naturally, occurring aromas and flavors. This create a bold, heavier flavor profile with low acidity. So, roaster typically refer to varying degrees of dark roast as full city and Vienna. So, we have also here the tips for choosing the right roast level. So, if you prepare coffee with lower acidity levels and fewer bright notes, then option for medium or medium dark roast. And to bring out the brightness of most powerful naturally occurring flavor notes in your coffee, option is the light roast. So dark roast can provide a crowd favorite, so do not hesitate to try them. Consider using a blend rather than a single origin for this. So, coffee greens. Buy a fresh coffee beans, and the secret to great cup lies in how you grind a coffee. So, the most important piece of a coffee equipment is your grinder, since it determines the taste is extracted when you brew. Ground beans offer exponentially more surface area than beans alone. So by grinding ahead of time, it's accelerate the oxidation of the entire bean. To maximize flavor in the cup, refrain from grinding until the last possible moment. Some coffee makers have built-in grinders so that as soon as they bean in the ground, the brewing begins. Prepare everything else ahead of time and then, at the last moment, grind your beans and start brewing. So we have a note which is the finer coffee requires a shorter contact time to extract flavor. Types of grind. Number one is extra coarse grind, used for cold brewing method. Coarse grind, mostly commonly used to French pressed coffee. Medium coarse grind, used in specialty devices like the Cafe Solo and Chemex brewers. So, medium grain used in drip brewing method. Medium fine grain used for pour-over cones, vacuum pots, and siphon brewers. So, the fine grain used for espresso. Extra fine grain used for Turkish coffee. So, we have here the chart of the coffee greens. So, coarse green should have consistency of chunky sea salt. This green size is appropriate for French press brewing. So in the medium coarse green, less chunky, this grind size appropriate with 4 over. Medium greens, this coffee greens feels like sandy texture on the hand, and it has become one of the most popular greens, and it's ideal for drip coffee makers and AeroPress machine. Pour overs and siphon coffees benefited from this green size. So we have here the fine. This smooth powder pine has a finer crush than a table salt because it packs together effectively. A fine green is ideal for espresso machine, so it's called coffee that is finely ground. A fine coffee green is known to be green size in coffee bags and places that offer espresso drinks. So extra fine, most used for ibrik, also known as Turkish coffee. That is why it is called Turkish green. The texture is almost similar to a fine powdered sugar or flour. It needs a specialized grinder to achieve this grind size, but the result is worth it because the aromatic, sharp, and strong flavor. And that's all. Thank you.